Not every prayer is answered the way we expect. In this message, Apostle Johnson Suleman explains why God sometimes says no to certain prayers and how divine wisdom works beyond human understanding. He sheds light on timing, purpose, and alignment with God's will, helping believers understand that a delayed or denied request can still be part of God's greater plan. This teaching offers comfort, clarity, and spiritual maturity for anyone navigating unanswered prayers.
Sir, this man was begging Jesus, let me follow you. He said no. Let me allow you. He said no. He said no. He said no. When I read that, the Lord told me stop. Pause. Read it again. He suffered him not. The man knew the shame. Now he has come back to himself. The shame he would face. Take me out of here. The mock will be too much. He said no. There are many of you, your location has become a reproach. You want to go. God said no. You want to go. They know that this happened to me here. They know I've gone through pain here. They know I've gone through attacks here. I want to leave. He said no. Stay. He said no. Some of us prefer to go to a location where they don't know anything negative about you. How would they know that there was a time there was crisis in your marriage? How would they know that there was a time you had no finances to sponsor the work? How would they know there was a time your wife started going around the city? Don't miss tomorrow morning. I'm going to talk. How would they know? He says stay. You know, it was a good, if you see that scripture, that man thought it was a bonanza. Because everybody was praying and Jesus was answering. You are not aware? Demons prayed though. They say cast us into swine. Jesus said okay. Jesus answered prayer of demons. So the man felt that it was a bonanza. That today is Operation Answer Prayer. Demons prayed. Cast us into the swine. Jesus said alright, enter. The man was watching. The next thing, another group prayed. They said to Jesus, leave our coast. Jesus said okay. The man said today is answer prayer. Let me follow you. No. How do you feel when you see others getting answer to their prayers and God is saying no? How do you feel pain that the people you are praying for in your ministry are getting the result you are looking for? A man of God is praying for people to have children and he doesn't have one. A man of God is praying for international doors for people. Sometimes they are testifying and you envy their testimonies. Yet it happened through you. Because he said no. What do you do when you have done everything to turn his no to yes? There are many people that want to generate a will of God as if it's a bank account. He said no. The Lord said to me, pause. I told him no. Because everything that transpired about that man's life, it was a battle for the territory of Decapolis. It was not about him. It was about those 10 cities. I went through all. I said, son, but to you felt I went just to save one soul. But to me, in that man, I was seeing Decapolis. Decapolis means 10 cities. In that man, I was seeing 10 cities. In that man. Some of you are looking at your 50 members. You are looking at your 40 members. If only you know, in that 40, 50 members, there are great evangelists. In that 40, 50 members, there are people who are going to do exploits. If only you will beg the Lord and ask him for mercy for ever doubting that location. You will ask him for mercy for ever doubting that place you are. You will ask him for mercy for ever looking down on that location you are. He said no. He said no. If this is all I can tell you tonight, I'm satisfied. He said no. Papa, what is God saying? Is he saying I should move to another location? I'm answering you today. He said no. He said no. He said stay there. Stay there. Because he sees the end from the beginning. Isaiah 46 verse 10. It declares the end from the beginning. He said no. Why would you say no to him, Lord? Why? God said no. He said no. He said no. This guy was possessed. Demons made a mess of him. Sir, if I were that man, I will ask God for a better location. How do you want to use me in a place they've seen me mad? How would you send me an assignment in a place they know my shame? Some of them, you're part of those that chained me. Now you are sending me to lose them. How would you, Lord, please, I understand. But can I go to a better location? He said no. Sometimes God will want you to face your fears to kill your fears. God will want you to face your fears so you can kill your fears. He said no. Can I say this to you? Of all places Moses wanted to go to, it wasn't Egypt. A place where he killed somebody and they were looking for him. A place where he killed an Egyptian and they were looking for him. God said, go back there. Why do you think God had to convince Moses? Put your hand in your bowels, bring it out, take your rod. Because God needed all of those backings. Because Moses needed overwhelming evidence to silence his past. You are sending me back to the place they are looking for me. Now, it wasn't just the Egyptians who were against Moses. Even the Israelis. Even the Israelis. He was trying to settle them one time to start as an intermediary. One of them said, do you want to kill me like you killed the Egyptian? Papa Ayo said to me, God's servant, Papa Ayo said to me, that one of the reasons why it's difficult for voices to speak for the church is that sometimes when you speak and you are carrying the church as a burden, when you look behind, you are alone. He said it is even ministers that will be attacking you. There are some things I want to share tomorrow morning. I will tear it. It is even the Israel that we are the ones. God said, go back to that place. So many of us think that once it's easy, God is involved. So when things become too easy, check your connection. Not all open doors are God's doors. There are some traps. There are some breakthroughs that can break your head. There are some breakthroughs that can what? So you must be very sensitive. If I tell you the kind of offers I have seen in my life, they are mouth-watering. But when I go to Yeshua on my knees and I ask questions about the dictates of my assignment, he said, these ones are not involved. See, these ones are not involved. They are a distraction. This man watched others get answers. And I look at these people. A generation that will send Jesus away. A generation that will beg Jesus to go. The King of Kings, the immortal. The one that came and casted out legions of demons. They told him to go, to leave their city. Elohim that others queued to meet came to your city without invitation. You told him to go. Many of us have told him to go. You say, Papa, I never did. No, I never told him to go. Yes, you did. Their interest was in their piggery business. Jesus came and knocked off their business. So their anger was that he has taken away their profit, so go. Anytime you become offended when you are not gaining, you become angry with God that you are not making physical profit on the oil on your head, you are telling Jesus to go. You are telling him to go. It's about their piggery business. Their anger was, why did they send him away? That was a region of swines. There were several regions. We let this man continue, we lose our investment. To some pastors, ministries investment. They are choked. They think of how much they built the church, how much they bought instruments. As far as they are concerned, they have not gotten the profit. Sit down. And they told him to go. El Shaddai. They sent him away. In fact, they begged him to go. Because of temporal benefit. A pastor was barren. A pastor married and the wife had no child. They were expecting children. People started mocking and mocking and mocking and mocking and mocking and mocking and mocking. So the wife told the husband, he said, anything, oh, I'm the one going through pain. Your family is on me. Church is mocking me. Anything that you can do. The man said, we are believing God. We are waiting on God. The wife said, no. No. There is a man down the street. They said the man gives children. The husband said, that's good. Is he a pastor? He said, no. He's a herbalist. The pastor said, I can't go there. After pressure, after so much pressure, the pastor sluggishly followed the wife. As he was about getting in there, the herbalist ran out and said, stop. Told the pastor, tell all those people following you to go back. The pastor says, just me and my wife. Tell those following you to go back. He said, no one is following me. Just tell them go back. So the man said, all those following him. He said, go back. Go back. So the ministering angels, because they are at your command, they step back. As soon as the man walked in, the herbalist took a powder, blew it on him, instantly became blind. He said, we have been looking for you. We have been looking for you. Blindness! Barrenness remain. Blindness on top. Because of temporal benefit, you have told Jesus to go. Because as far as you are concerned, he came to mess up your plan. There are people, it's so funny. So funny. So funny. And there are so many of us. In fact, may I not gain and heaven lose? Do you know why? Why are you proud? He said, go and tell them, I have shown you mercy. What is ministry? Receiving mercy. Ministry is a product of mercy. There are many of us who have no business being called. Not many mighty men are called because mighty men are proud. Not many mighty men are called. Who are we to be called? It's mercy. Today you have become a bully to everyone around your mandate for getting mercy. God told me something. He said, son, do you know why you should be calm? I said, no. He said, because I, the Lord, even allows the devil voice his opinion. I said, I don't understand. He said, I allowed the devil voice his opinion. When he came and I was talking about Job, he voiced his opinion. That's the devil. Then how come people around certain leaders can't talk? You are the alpha and omega of your mandate. And you now married another wife too, that is, nobody can talk. It's terrible. It was a battle of territories. There are some of you looking at me now. In the sight of God, as far as heaven is concerned, in the diagram of heaven, that your location of 40 people is heaven's only hope. That your 100 people is heaven's only true hope that has not joined itself to Baal. That your short location is the only you want to live there. Heaven is screaming, no. No. You are praying for greener pastures. God said, no. No. You are one who has not soiled your hands. You are one who has not bowed down to another God. And God is saying, you are of more precious value to me than rubbles. Many of you are looking for better locations. While God is saying, no, you are my hope. That your fellowship is my hope. See, that fellowship is the only one that genuinely prays, that has not muddled up and added other things to faith. That place that you have, others and their thousands. There are things he will not permit you. Can I tell you this? The greatest of ministers of God are not on social media. The greatest ministers are not on YouTube. They're not on Facebook. There are men who are heavily loaded, but heaven has not permitted them to go on social media. I have a son who is very heavy in the miraculous. Very heavy, very heavy. And I said to him, I've not seen one of your videos. I've not said, nobody must use phone. Nobody must cover. Nobody. The Lord told me for 7 years, I should have nothing to do with social media. Those are among the 7,000 who have not bowed their knees to bow. So God told me, no, not now. I said, but these things, the world need to see what God is doing. He said, God says, it's not about the things he's doing, it's about me. That he's still breaking and working on me. That if he announces me too early, I will not have time to keep working on myself. The invitations will become many. There are many ministers that became papa and generals as a result of COVID. They are COVID generals. Am I talking to somebody here? It was COVID that announced them. They became generals and papas by reason of COVID. And they mistakenly think that has made them custodian of truths. To tell some people that they are wrong and others are right. You are just starting. Calm down. You are just starting. Calm down. Calm down. When you appear before your time, you disappear. Calm down. When you begin to correct fathers and little boys are applauding you. You begin to correct fathers and youth coppers are telling you go on. Calm down. There are things fathers know. Do you know I can't correct fathers? I can never. I'm tired. I'm tired. No, I'm tired. I'm tired of deep revelations. We need elementary gospel. These deep revelations have not helped us. They are our problems. We need elementary gospel. Love your neighbor as yourself. We need elementary gospel. We need elementary gospel. We need elementary gospel. We need a pastor needs to sit down every day and tell himself, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not steal. As you are leaving your house every Sunday morning, every one of you looking at me, always read Exodus 20 verse 15. It's a very important scripture. There's revelation there. It's on the screen. Read it every Sunday. As they are counting the offering, you're walking past that offering counting room, be reading it. Be telling yourself, Exodus 20:15, thou shalt not steal. It applies to the apostle, the prophet, the evangelist, the teacher. It applies to the fivefold ministry. It applies to the ministry gift. It applies to the ministry of helps. It applies to every administrative department of the work. Thou shalt not. You are not exempted. The bishop is not exempted. The archbishop is not exempted. And Jesus, all this drama was for the soul of Decapolis. There are some of you who are going through, or you are paying the price for that location. It's the battle of territories. Because heaven wants to make you a territorial commander. So we allow you to go through the pains. What evangelism have you not done? What prayer have you not prayed? Because you expected by now the world would explode. God said, wait, go through the pains. Go through the pains. To be a gatekeeper, you must swallow gates. To become a great keeper, there are gates that you must swallow up. Stay there. Don't bother. Don't stop asking about locations. You are in the right place. You are in the right place, sir. You are in the right place. You are in the right place.
If this message blessed you, kindly like the video, subscribe to Spirit and Power TV, and share it with someone who needs it. God bless you.